All right, everybody, listen up. This is Murph from the Murf and E-Dub Show, and I've been away for a little while. It's been about 3 weeks since we've been live. My partner in crime from the Murf and E-Dub Show is an accountant, and you know what season it is. So listen up. I got a lot to get off my chest today. It's going to be a Murph's quick hits today. I'm going to go through the Mets, the Jets. I'm going to go through some basketball. I'm going to hit some NCAA basketball, some women's basketball. I'm going to hit it all in a quick fashion today. So it's raining outside. You guys see that live sign go on? Hey, that's Murphy's live. So where do we start? First off, I want to let you guys know that before E-Dubs went missing from the Murph and E-Dub Show, he went underground to be the tax guy for whatever company he works for. I don't know if he's working for a drug dealer or something, but he goes missing during tax season. I'm just kidding about the working for the drug dealer part. I don't think he's working for a drug dealer, but he is very busy during tax season. So I'm going to have to make us relevant and keep us out there, and I'm going to give you guys some quick stuff today. So I want to tell you guys that we were at Fishkill Rec 2 weeks ago. Now, Fishkill Rec, Jay Mayette has been very good to us these last couple of years. He does the Championship Saturday event at the Fishkill Rec. Now, my kids played basketball for Jay when they were young. You know, a lot of people in the area. He runs a really good program. They've been playing in Jay's program for a really long time. He's been building it through the years, and he's become a pretty popular guy in the area. You know, we get a lot of politicians coming down to these games. You know, the seats get pretty filled. You know, I think out of all the the area's basketball programs, you know, from what I see, if what I hear, I think he probably runs one of the better ones. But he stepped it up a notch in the last couple of years, and he's had the Championship Saturday where all games are played in one day. All the parents come out, they had pictures taken, and yours truly, Murph and E-Dubs, will be doing what we've been doing the games, calling the games, you know, doing the play-by-play. We've been making some jokes, but we stepped it up this year. This year, Jay asked us to come in and do some, I guess you would say, like a media night. Now, we did media night when some of the kids came down and sat down with me and E-Dubs and had an interview, and he asked them a bunch of stuff about why they like basketball, who their favorite players are. You know what? It really was nice to see the smile on their eyes, a smile on their eyes, smile on their face. Wow, you can tell I haven't done this in a while. Let's get calm. Ready? All right, and we're back. Yes. So every year he's been doing it, and this year the media night was very successful because all the kids came out and sat down with us for a little while, and we gave them their time. You know, made them feel like superstars for the evening. And next day we did the play-by-play for all the games. It was a lot of fun. It's on YouTube right now. If you go to the Fishkill Recreation YouTube channel, you can see me and E-Dubs calling all the games, doing the play-by-play. We had a lot of fun. We talked for 8 hours. Now, if you know me, I could talk a while, but 8 straight hours, my voice was getting hoarse. But I think we muddled through. E-Dubs did too. We were fine the next day because you know what, though? That's what we love to do. But on that note, that's what I'm here today to tell you guys about what's going on in the world of sports. Let's start with baseball, okay? Let's start with a little bit of the positive things that's going on in baseball right now. I was talking to my buddy Josh this afternoon. My buddy Josh is from Pennsylvania, and he's from close by Pittsburgh, and he is a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. That's right, I said Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates are going off to a great start. They're 5-0. That's a team that last year they did pretty well. They came up to the middle of the season and kind of shit the bed after that. But I think it's just because they're kind of a young team. And young teams take a little while to gel and mesh. And, they got the shortstop there, the 9-foot-tall shortstop. He's really good. They got some good pitching this year. And they got some good young players that want to play some baseball, man. And I haven't really checked in on any of their games yet, but it's early in the season. I'm barely checking on my own team. So we got some good stuff going on with Atlanta. We got good stuff going on with a lot of the teams that are supposed to be doing good. Yankees really surprised me this year. Listen, it's 5 games in. I know it's a lot to say, and I'm making a little more than it actually is, but Yankees are 4-1 right now. They lost last night. They gritted out a couple of games over the weekend to the Houston Astros, who have been a thorn in their side. That's right, I said it, a thorn in their side for years. No Cole, okay? Brought out a pitcher. Listen, I'm not too keen on thinking that the Yankees pitching is going to be that great this year, but you know what, though? Somebody said it over the weekend. Those guys came out in force, and they were dogs this weekend. They gritted out a couple of wins against a very, very good Houston Astros team. And a Houston Astros team that is probably, they got to be one of the favorites to win the World Series this year. So Yankees have a lot of really positive things to look for in their lineup right now. They got Anthony Volpe. Anthony Volpe went 4 for 4 the other day. He's playing a really good shortstop. He's a young kid. He's ready to go. He's hitting the baseball. He's making plays. Oswaldo Cabrera. You got you got Verdugo. Verdugo went on a tangent the other day, talking about how much he loves playing in New York, saying that he's playing with a bunch of dogs. That means he's gritting wins out. That's what that means by playing with dogs. Stan, he's being Stan. He hit 2 home runs or 3 home runs the other day, but that's about it. He's 3 for 23. And you've got Mr. Juan Soto. Now, I'll go back to Mr. Juan Soto for a second because I'm going to make a good point about Juan Soto. Let's talk about Aaron Judge for a second. All right? Aaron Judge, MVP of the league, right? One of the prolific home run hitters. But not only is he a prolific home run hitter, it's for average. He plays the field, runs like a gazelle. He's 7 feet tall, but he's injury prone. We saw that last year. Smashed into the wall out in LA. He's out for the season. Had another injury the year before, out for the season. 5 games in, Judge hasn't hit a home run yet. Okay. He's hitting the ball. I would assume that the way they talk about Aaron Judge, you think he'd be hitting he'd have 5 home runs in 5 games. But I think that we're going to be talking about Aaron Judge in the past tense come June. Now, I'm not saying I'm taking away from anything about his baseball ability. The guy is a phenomenal baseball player. He's amazing. He's a great athlete. He's very strong, and his strength is going to be his demise, I think, because I don't see his body holding up to a 162 game season. I don't even see his body holding up to a 100 game season. I mean, last year, smashed into the wall, you never saw him again. He's got a foot issue. He's got a hip issue. He's got a knee issue. He's got a whole bunch of issues. He's got a big body, and I don't think it's going to allow him to go push much further than June this year because this Yankee team is full of piss and vinegar, and they're going at 100 miles an hour right now. And for Judge to go 100 miles an hour every day, that's going to be hard on that 6'8" frame of his. Now, back to Juan Soto. The reason I saved him for last is because with that being said about what I said about Judge, is the way I think he's going to get injured by June. I think it's going to become Juan Soto's team. Now, Juan Soto showed us the other day that he got a big single, big home run, threw somebody out at home. He was very, very integral in the Yankees having an awesome weekend against the Houston Astros. He is 25 years old. He's already been to a World Series. He's already won a World Series. He's already been has he won an MVP yet? I should look that up, but I know he was in the running for an MVP. He's got that story about being 17 years old and really telling the coach, doesn't matter where I sleep because I'm not going to be here long. Juan Soto is young, and he's been through a lot of good stuff in Major League Baseball right now. And he is probably poised to play another 10 years. Guy's a good athlete. I mean, he's an amazing hitter. And just the way he locks in, that tight swing he has. I mean, Soto is going to be a really, really phenomenal baseball player for a long time to come. So, that being said, Soto comes here this year. Yankees are playing great. Cole eventually comes back. They're pitching. Nestor Cortez got the shit beat out of him yesterday, but they're going to figure it out. So, they go to the World Series. They hoist the trophy. Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, and the rest of the Yankees walk around Yankee Stadium hoisting that trophy. They win a World Series. Okay? Some team comes knocking on Juan Soto's door. What is Juan Soto going to do next year? I know we really should be talking about it right now, but he's a Boris client, and he has said in the past that he wants the most money. Now, if the Yankees win a World Series with him this year, are they going to give him the most money? I don't know. You won a World Series already. Why don't you let him go? Or you won a World Series. Maybe you want to win another 2 or 3 more. So maybe you give him the $700 million that's going to be coming his way. Or the Yankees shit the bed. They're ravaged with injuries. Soto has a good season because he's looking for a contract next year. Yankees, let's say Aaron Judge goes down. Let's say Cole has, something happens with his other arm. Let's just say, Rizzo isn't playing the way he's supposed to fill in. A lot of Torres isn't playing the way he's supposed to play. Volpe's there, but he's not quite there yet. All this stuff could happen. What does Soto do then? Does Soto say, you know what, Yankees, I believe in this organization. Do I take the $700 million from you? Or Do I take 850 from the Mets, or who's going to give him the biggest contract? Now, I would say if I was Juan Soto, I'd say stay far away from the Mets for now. That's just me because I am so down on my Mets. But we're going to get to them in a second. You see, I'm still wearing my Mets hat, but I am so down on them right now. We'll get back to them in a second. Yankees going to win some baseball games this year. So if you're a Yankee fan and you've been watching what's going on the field, they are a tough baseball team. And when they're down, they show their fans that they're not always going to lose the game. They're going to come back and they're going to win because they're going to grit it out. They're going to make a good play. They're going to hit a good single. They're going to hit a home run. They're going to be the Yankees. Now, let's get in our subway and travel from the Bronx all the way down the Bronx, down to Grand Central Station. Walk from the station, get on the 7 train, get on that ride all the way over to Willets Point, Citi Field, or in my day, Shea Stadium. Get off at that stop, walk over you walk up the stairs, and then you see Citi Field. A couple weeks ago, listen, our pitching was definitely has much to be desired. I thought if anything, we could kind of hold it together by hitting the baseball. That's a no. So I went to the game on Saturday. Now, me and my son was sitting there Friday night. We watched what Rhys Hoskins did. I mean, I'm not one of these guys that's whatever. It's baseball. People are going to get, tough it out, whatever. You got to spike into your leg a little bit there, Jeff McNeil. You're going to do something. You hit him the next time he's up that game. You put somebody in. You say, you know what? Listen, this guy just spiked me. It's like, who's up? Who's pitching right now? You? All right, you. Hit him. Next inning. You know that's not going to happen that game. By the way, Jeff McNeil, you're going to get it from me too in a couple minutes. I go to the game. Severino's pitching. Now, Severino is new in Queens. He came from the Bronx, where I guess they didn't think he was going to pan out, I guess, as well as they thought he was going to. So now he's pitching for the New York Mets. Severino, number 40 on the mound. Me and Aiden are in attendance. It's a beautiful afternoon. Like, nice. So I think now this is just, me being me, and the way I think baseball should be played sometimes is when Rhys Hoskins had a Philadelphia Phillies uniform on, he'd murder us. Any uniform certain guys put on. Listen, you got certain guys that put on any uniform, they're going to come in and they're going to kill you. Okay? Rhys Hoskins is one of those guys. Okay? So it comes to Saturday. Okay? Rhys Hoskins gets up to bat. Nothing. As a matter of fact, bang. Rhys Hoskins up again. Bang. Rhys Hoskins gets up again. Bang. He's 3 for 3. Severino's out. He's 3 for 3. Relief pitcher comes in. Throws behind him in the 7th inning. There's a big scuffle. Not even a scuffle. It's not even worthy of even saying it's a scuffle. A couple of guys got up on the top step, looked at each other. The manager came out. Couldn't believe he threw his guy out. There's a little bit of a, people yelling at each other, whatever. What is wrong with the Mets? The Mets have 0 balls. And I'm not just talking just because from the fact that they didn't hit Rhys Hoskins. I didn't think they were going to hit Rhys Hoskins. The Mets just don't do that. But I thought maybe Severino, coming from a team of men like the Yankees, who've been doing that for years, when somebody fucks with their best guy. So I'm not even going to say Jeff McNeil is one of their best guys, because, again, he's going to get it in a minute too. I can't stand Jeff McNeil now. I think he's a baby. And the way he carried on, just the FUs and this, that, and the other thing, do something about it or shut the fuck up and get back to playing baseball. That's it. Last couple of years ago with that other guy, Chase Utley, we don't do anything to protect our guys. We're the New York Mets, and we don't do anything to protect our guys. Now, I'm not saying you're going to go out there and have an all-out brawl, start punching people in the face, but you know what, though? Mendoza, you're a new manager here in Queens. All right, now I'm awake here. You're a new manager here in Queens, okay? You had the perfect opportunity to tell your fan base that I'm not going to take that shit no more. I'm not going to be the team that gets hit the most in baseball without retaliation or with retaliation. We got hit the most in baseball. People literally are throwing at Pete Alonso's head last year. and we do nothing. Now we come this year. Mendoza, it's a new regime. You should have came out of that dugout with your head on fire, screaming at everybody. Okay? Just even if you didn't feel that way, get tossed out of the game, yelling and screaming, saying you can't believe that this S sucker and this, that, and the other thing. Scream at the umpire. I don't care what you do. Put a fucking flame under this goddamn team's asses. Because you know what happened after that? They scored some runs. That's what happened after you put a little fire in their ass. They scored runs. Okay? I don't know if it was because they threw it, Reese Hoskins. I don't know if it's because Reese Hoskins walked after. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Did we show some life? But you know what? We scored some runs. That's what they needed. Maybe they need a little boost. Okay? They showed a pathetic lack of team on Saturday, a pathetic lack of team on Friday, on Sunday. I don't know what is going on with this baseball team. Okay? You talk about a baseball team, you got supposedly have 4 core players. I don't know why people call it that, the core of this, core players, whatever. The way baseball and the way sports are, it's like a revolving door. People are gone, people are here, people are there. Don't buy a jersey. You know why, kids? Because they're going to be gone. Okay? That's just the way baseball is. Okay? We have 4 players on this team that a lot of Met fans hold near and dear to their hearts. I hold a couple of these guys near and dear to my hearts. But if you want to call these a guy that you're going to build your team around, that you're going to have a core group of guys that I don't even think that some of these guys could even play baseball. Okay? Let's take Jeff McNeil, for example. Okay? Everybody talks about Jeff McNeil. Jeff McNeil won a batting title. Yeah. Oh, he's a the squirrel, the little tough guy. He'll bunt when he's not told to bunt. He's got the silly little bat that his dad's friend makes him. Whatever. He's a gritty baseball player. He was batting cleanup the other day. Cleanup in the Mets lineup. He was batting cleanup. Now, I understand JD Martinez is a couple days away. Now, we're going to get to that as a positive because he is going to put some pop into that lineup and allow Pete also. Okay. But I got a bug up my ass so badly about Jeff McNeil. We should have gotten rid of Jeff McNeil when him and Lindor had that fight that was supposedly wasn't a fight. Should have got rid of Jeff McNeil then. Okay. I don't care if the guy's batting 360. Okay. He did not do much for this baseball team and does nothing for me. So if there's any way you could put Jeff McNeil as a 6 or 7 batter and contribute to a team, contribute to a World Series on a team, good luck. But you're not going to be part of a core 4 players on my baseball team. You're a good little player. You're going to hit the ball. You're going to play second base. You're not even going to complain if they tell you to go in the outfield. But you're not going to be a guy that's going to put a team on your back and say, let's go. Jeff McNeil is not the guy. Okay. One example why we're going to lose baseball games this year. Jeff McNeil, check. I want him gone. Number 2, and this is going to come like a surprise. And I said this last year when they were talking about giving this guy a contract. Brandon Nimmo is not a leadoff hitter. Brandon Nimmo's not a leadoff hitter. Okay. Last year when they're talking about giving Brandon Nimmo all this money and should he have $100 million contract and well, we're going to lose him. Yeah, we're going to lose him. Why did we give this guy an 8-year contract over $100 million? Okay. He's not even our center fielder anymore. He lost his center field position to Harrison Bader. So the guy that's supposed to be our center fielder, center field's a big position, right? Center field, shortstop, catcher, middle of the field, right? Okay. He loses his position to Harrison Bader. Now, I like the addition of Harrison Bader, okay? I think he's eventually going to start hitting. But again, he's not a guy that's going to put me on my back. He's a role player. Jeff McNeil is Harrison Bader. Brandon Nimmo, Harrison Bader, Jeff McNeil, same guys. Not putting my team on their backs to win. Can Brandon Nimmo fill in nicely maybe and get a hit here and there? Why is he hitting home runs? He had 20 home runs last year. He's supposed to be Mr. Hustle. He's supposed to be a guy that always gives 100%. No, I don't want him on this baseball team anymore. I want to look for a team that might pick up that stupid contract that we gave him because listen, it's 5 games in. I know maybe 3 months from now, I'm going to eat my words by saying that he's back. Maybe he's hitting 300 or whatever, but I want him gone. Number 3. Let's go with number 3, Francisco Lindor. Okay. Francisco Lindor needs to stay on this baseball team. That's right. I said it. Now, against a lot of the Met fans say that he's not living up to his contract. He's not, he's making all this money. this, that, and the other thing. Francisco Lindor is a leader on that team. And I think when I say leader, I mean, like, I don't know if he's that guy that's going to walk up to somebody and grab somebody by the face, punch him and say, listen, you got to pick up this team and you got to do your job because I'm not feeling it today, or whatever the case may be. But he does lead by example. He's a good guy to grab, give some, give some advice. He's good with the younger players. Uh, he's a guys, he is the best fielder shortstop. He's the best defensive shortstop. The guy makes plays that are unbelievable. You're going to tell me that he's got an error here and there. He's got this error, got that error. Because I think that just the guy just lays out and tries to make every play possible. And unfortunately, it's going to come with its list of errors, I guess. But you know what, though? Francisco Lindor needs to stay on this baseball team, and he will. No one's going to pick up his contract. And I will welcome him in keeping him in Queens for the next 6 or 7 years, because the guy has got to live out his contract, and he wants to win a World Series. Don't let him fool you. I mean, he's always smiling, he's always laughing, but I gotta think that, when those cameras are off and those microphones are off, I gotta believe that he is really getting into some of these guys' asses about some shit, because there is a complete lack of discipline on this baseball team that's carried over from last year that I am so sick and tired of. Okay, now let's get to Pete. Trade Pete by the deadline. Pete doesn't want to be a Met. Pete wants all this money. Pete wants this. How about we all shut up about Pete Alonso for a second, okay? Pete Alonso, he's got to stay. It's if the Mets have 20 wins going into the All-Star break, 30 wins going into the All-Star break, and it's like, it's just horrendous, and it's like a last bit option. Like, listen, Pete, we're terrible. Just go. But if we have any kind of thought that we're going to try to compete for a World Series in the next year, 2 years, he needs to be a part of that. Now, he's exciting. He hits home runs. And I don't give a shit if he's up on stage at a country concert, ripping a country song drunk after a loss. As a matter of fact, he should be hammered after a loss. Was he out past curfew? Whatever it may be. Whatever. These guys go out, they go out. Okay. Pete Alonso is somebody that people come to Citi Field to see him play because he may hit a home run, or he may do something big, or he might say something funny, or he might make like a big gesture or something. He's a big dork. He's a big doof, for lack of a better term. And people want to see that at the stadium. When he's not there, the fair weather floating in the middle Met fans are not coming. Instead of getting 40,000 on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, with Pete gone, you might be getting 25. Okay. And I'm telling you, he does put that number of seats in that building. Now, look, if he turns and says, listen, I want the most money, or I want out of here, or he starts to become like a total dick and he starts really MFing the Mets organization, then go. But I don't see Pete doing that. You know what Pete Alonso is? Pete Alonso is the quintessential character on like any kind of college show you see, or he's like the big, the jock, he's shoving people in lockers and stuff like that. That's Pete Alonso. That's the way I see Pete Alonso. So out of that core four, Brandon Nimmo, you got to go. I don't know if anybody's going to take him. I know it's pipe dreams to say Brandon Nimmo's got to go. But again, I'm just saying what I think needs to be done with this baseball team. I think that Nimmo got to go. Next year, I don't want to see Nimmo in a uniform. I don't want to see McNeil in a uniform. Third base is a definite issue because Brett Beatty is not a professional baseball player. He's a nice-looking player sometimes. He'll get a nice hit. His swing is He's not a good fielder. He's had some time to, he's had his shining moments, but nothing consistent. Brett Beatty is not the future of this Mets organization. It's just going into his third season. I mean, the first year, let's say it was a half a season, but let's going into now, it's Brett Beatty cannot be the future third baseman. Vientos, where is he going to play? First of all, the guy can't play the field either, okay? Okay, guy's going to be our DH? No, he's not. Guy can't hit either. Okay, if he's hitting behind Pete, in front of Pete, it doesn't matter. Vientos can't hit. Vientos is injured. I could be wrong. I'm just saying, just looking from outside looking in. Could be wrong about Vientos. Maybe he'll catch on and be a hitter. But we got JD Martinez here. What's Vientos going to do in the Mets right now? Vientos is going to be in Syracuse or wherever this year. He probably won't even sniff the majors. And Beatty will go down. Mark my words. Brett Beatty will go down to the minor leagues within maybe mid-season, maybe after maybe before the All-Star break. You'll see him. You'll see him down the minors. Let's go to the outfield. Starling Marte hit a home run in opening day. There was a lot of instances this weekend where he was on base and he could have stole second, but I think it was just lazy baseball. That guy, he's going to be gone next year anyway, his contract, so he'll be off this team next year. But Starling Marte's a nice Met. You know what I mean? He can definitely, he steals bases. He plays it. He loses the ball in the sun every once in a while, but he's got decent arm in right field. I guess he's serviceable. But Marte going to be gone next year. Okay, let's go to center field. Harrison Bader. We got to give Harrison Bader I guess we got to give him a break here a little bit because I think he's a good little player. I think he's a feisty player. I think he's a player like the Yankees have Verdugo. He's a guy that's going to put his team on his back and not let anybody talk shit about his players. He's going to fight for the Mets. He's going to be our center fielder, whether we like him or not. Brandon Nimmo is not our center fielder. And then Brandon Nimmo is not our left fielder either. Okay? Brandon Nimmo is not going to be on this baseball team next year if I was running the Mets. Now, I know this is all fantasy stuff. I don't know how we're going to get rid of this money or what are we going to do? Who are we going to trade for? I don't care. Okay? We have some pitchers down in the minors because right now we're playing like a minor league baseball team. I think that the Hudson Valley Renegades up here can beat the New York Mets right now. You know why? Because they have young Yankees that are hard and willing to play. I think the Hudson Valley Renegades could probably beat this. Who keeps putting in JETS? I don't know. I'm going to talk about the Jets in a minute. I want to get this off my chest about the Mets first. Okay. So bottom line with the Mets is I'd like to see, and look, it's 5 games in. I understand. It's going to get better. I know they're not going to go 0-162. They might play 500 ball. I hope so. Something's going to catch on. It's definitely going to catch on sooner or later. But it has to happen soon because right now it's them and the Marlins that have 0 goose egg, nothing wins. Okay? And not to mention, they have scored the least amount of runs in Major League Baseball. And I understand they've only got 4 games to prove it. They're losing tonight. It's going to be a doubleheader tomorrow. I understand that. But the Mets have to get set. Like, I don't even want. Yes, Kev, I'm back on, and you could pile on even if you want. You want to come on? I'll send you the link. We could talk about the Mets. They suck, dude. I don't know. I think I remember that time. Kevin, remember this, Kev. Remember that time for that season when I wore that Yankee hat? That's right. I'm going to admit it this year. It was one of those years where I was pissed off at the Mets, and I had asked your permission if I could wear that Yankee hat. I found that Yankee hat a couple of days ago up in the attic. It's all squashed and dirty, but I might break that Yankee hat out because this is what it's going to be like to be a Met fan this year. This is unwatchable baseball, and we go to baseball games to have fun, to enjoy. This is unwatchable baseball team at this moment, and they need to get some fire under their ass. And if they don't, it's over. It's over. But am I going to still be a fan? Of course I'm still going to be a fan. Is my son Aiden going to still be a fan? Of course he's still going to be a fan. But as far as anything to cheer for this year, I got one thing to cheer for. I think I'm going to get off the Mets here. We could go. I could talk so much about the Mets. But before I jump to football for a second, I want to talk about something that I saw over the weekend at Citi Field. There's a kid playing in Milwaukee right now, this kid Chirio. He's 19 years old. He's the first, as Aiden said, the first 04 to sign a major league contract. He signed an 8-year, $82 million contract with the Milwaukee Brewers. He's 19 years old. He is a phenomenal little athlete, dude. That kid is going to play baseball at a high level. Net fans for Yankees? Yeah, I think so, Kev. I think so. I may be calling you up for a, so you could, pass on the. You got me all fucked up now, dude. I can't root for the Yankees. I can't. I just can't do it. I can root for them from the outside looking in, but I just can't root for them over the Mets. Because you know why? Because the minute I stop rooting for the Mets, that's when the Mets are going to start winning. They're going to go on a tangent, and they're going to win like 5 World Series in a row. And all my Yankee fan friends are going to remember the day that I looked them dead in the eyes and says, you know what? F the Mets. I'm a Yankee fan. Can't do it. I can't. So that being said, I'm going to talk about something now that I got to look forward to because today, one more piece of what I'm calling the New York Jets Super Bowl run. That's right. The New York Jets Super Bowl run started this year. As a matter of fact, it started last year. It started last year on opening night when Aaron Rodgers carried that flag out, took 4 snaps, and went down. You know why? Because that thing that happened to us as Jet fans last year built character. Every week, we had to watch Zach Wilson in there, scurrying around, throwing interceptions, pouting on the sidelines. Watch Garrett Wilson throwing his hands up. Halfway through the season, we're watching a defense that literally stopped caring. Literally stopped caring. Says, you know what, though? These guys are going to leave us out here the entire game. I don't care either. Maybe I'll sack the quarterback. Maybe I won't. We had an offensive line last year that might be the worst offensive line that I have ever seen in my entire life. It's almost a point where these guys are professional football players. You almost think that Zach Wilson had sex with every single one of their girlfriends or wives because they just happened to let these guys and just kill Zach Wilson. Maybe that's true. Maybe Zach Wilson did have sex with all the offensive linemen's wives. Well, knowing Zach Wilson might be their mom. It doesn't matter because Zach Wilson did something to somebody on that team because he sucks at football and he's not a football player. That is evident. He's a high school football player. He might be even a BYU college football player. He's not an NFL football player. He's just not a professional football player. And the fact that there was no offensive line showed that he wasn't even an athlete. Oh, so people are going to say, oh, remember that 80-yard run? Or remember when he eluded this guy? Or remember when he got that? Okay, now if we have to go through 2 seasons of remember when he did this? Or remember when he did that? Or how about that play when? That's saved for rookies. You're a man now. You're in the NFL, okay? Now, this is not going to be some kind of story where he leaves and he wins a Super Bowl somewhere because I see there's teams out there that might want to put him on the roster or maybe not. He's going to be in a Jet uniform. So I just say cut the kid because you're not going to hear about this kid in a couple of years saying, oh my God, I couldn't believe Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson will never win a Super Bowl. What's his name? Went to the 49ers and almost won a Super Bowl this year. Sam Darnold, our other great pick. Zach Wilson was a worse pick than Sam Darnold. At least maybe I think he could kind of like maneuver his way through the NFL and make some money playing third string or second string quarterback. Zach Wilson is going to be out of the NFL very soon. And that is not a joke. That being said, all that bad shit that happened last year, that was almost like one of the worst seasons I ever had to endure. It was the season last year, the Mets season and the Jets season. So with all that being said, the Jets, okay, let's get to the positive stuff with the Jets, okay? Now, Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, okay? Fully healthy, okay? He's a healthy guy right now, okay? He has the chance to go into the first. Now, let's just talk about what he's going into the first day of camp with. He's going into the first day of camp with a pickup of Mike Williams, who is going to complement Garrett Wilson on the other side. Perfecto. Garrett Wilson is finally, no one's going to double team him because they don't have to worry about Mike Williams. This is a team that's going to have 2 legit wide receivers for Aaron Rodgers to throw the football to, okay? B, it's not the shit offensive line from last year. Now, there's a couple old guys, a couple guys that we picked up, free agency. They're pretty good. You know what, though? Even if they're a little bit good, a little bit better than what we had last year, it's going to be better. Tyrone Smith, Morgan Moses, and John Simpson are going to start football games this year. They're going to protect Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to get protection from 3 men that have played football. They've protected quarterbacks, and they know how to block. Mekhi Becton is going to be gone. I don't want to see him anywhere near. Oh, he's learning. No, gone. He can't even see a football field. Now, with that being said, the draft coming up, okay? There's 3 offensive linemen already there. The Jets need to pick an offensive lineman in this draft. Preferably the guy from Notre Dame. May not be there. preferably the kid from Alabama. You got a kid from Penn State, and you got a kid from Oregon. There's 4, count them, 4 legit offensive linemen to come and complement 3 guys that we picked up in free agency. Okay? The offensive line has to get better. Aaron Rodgers with time to throw. I know he's old. He's still athletic. I know he's old, but he can throw the football. You know why? Because if he's protected, he's got 2 legit wide receivers, Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams. Okay? Now, they're covered. Okay. Breece Hall. Breece Hall is a legit running back, right? Breece Hall is going to get you 90-yard runs. He's going to get you 80-yard runs. He's going to run the ball about 20 times a game. But he's going to be coming out of the backfield as well because we see that he could catch and run like anyone's business. Okay? Breece Hall is going to have I'm not going to say MVP season, but you're going to start talking about Breece Hall with the proper offensive line and the proper play caller. You're going to be talking about Breece Hall as one of the top 3 to 4 running backs in the game of football next year. Okay? The offense is primed and ready to go next year. They're ready. Okay? Barring Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt or barring Aaron Rodgers doesn't feel like playing football, there's a legit backup. That's right. I said it. It's not going to be Zach Wilson like I was going off on before. There's a legit backup. Tyrod Taylor, he's been around the league a little while. He's going to be the best quarterback in the league next year. Mark my words. Aaron Rodgers, I think so. Whoever Facebook user is there, I think so. Mark my words, dude. He said it himself. Aaron Rodgers might throw for 5,000 yards next year. Let's say it, 5,000 yards. Could we have 2 over 1,000-yard receivers? Okay. And a 1,000-yard rusher? Okay. Offensive line is where it's going to be won next year because we have athletes at every single that's my partisan link. Wait, who's this? I gotta see if I try and send the link now. See, what do you call it? You messed up my flow here. Who's saying stop it? Kev, stop it what, Kev? Come on, what do you say stop it about? The Jets are going to be legit. You got your Washington Redskins, right? Or your Washington, Tommy Tax. I'm going to try and send it to him now. All right, now, what do you call it? You're messing up my flow here, guys. Now, the Jets, back to the Jets. Breece Hall is going to have 1,000 yards. Garrett Wilson's going to have 1,000 yards. Mike Williams is going to have 1,000 yards. The offensive line is going to block well. Aaron Rodgers is going to have a great season, barring he gets hurt. Yes, Kevin, I said 5,000 yards. And I can say that because I'm a Jet fan and a Met fan, and everything I say is over-exaggerated. That's right, over-exaggerated. So maybe 6,000 yards. All I know is he's going to be the best quarterback in professional football next year because he's going to have time, he's going to have weapons, he's got athletes, and not to mention the fact the other side of the football is not going to want to come off the field and beat the living shit out of the offense every game. The defense is going to look at an offense that's going to be putting up points. The defensive line is going to be looking at a quarterback that's a man. That's going to say, look, guys, here's 7 points. Now give me 0. Here's 14. Now give me 0. Sack the quarterback, intercept the football. You know what? First play, Sauce Gardner, go up, intercept the ball. I don't care how long I'm sitting on the bench. I want to be on that bench for a minute. I'll come right back on that field and score another touchdown. This is what the Jets are going to be looking for next year because this year there's a defense that is going to murder people. That's right. I said they're going to murder people. What's going to happen to guys next year with this Jets defense? What's this guy? Hassan Reddick? Really? The guy's got double-digit sacks for the last couple of years. Putting him on the line with Williams, the two of them are going to be terrors. You got Sauce Gardner on one side. You got DJ Reed on the other. Listen, Bryce Huff, he's going to be missed. But we're going to fill that hole because we have legit football players. Jermaine Johnson is going to be ridiculous this year because he's got other guys around him. He's going to be chasing running backs all over the place. Quincy Williams. This team is primed to win a Super Bowl next year. And I'm 51 years old. I wasn't around that year when the Jets won the Super Bowl 900 years ago when stupid Joe Namath sold his soul to the devil and says, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Joe Namath, that curse is going to be broken this year. And Joe Namath, I hate you, Joe Namath. That's right. I said it. I can't stand you. Okay? You're the reason why the Jets have not won a Super Bowl in 52 years. I'm 53 years. I'm 51, never seen a Super Bowl. This is going to be the year. I told my son that upstairs, who's a big-time Jet fan. He feels it too. If I have to watch another Met game, because every year I say, At least I got the Jets. At least I got the Jets. It's 4 games in this baseball season, and I'm saying I can't wait for football season. Okay, but it always happens. Something's going to happen. Waiting for the other shoe to drop. I don't know what's going to happen, but something is going to happen for this happy Jet fan to go into next season with the possibilities of winning a Super Bowl. I don't know what I would do if the Jets win a Super Bowl next year. Now, somebody asked me a question the other day. What would feel better if the Jets won the Super Bowl or the Mets won a World Series? It's a good question, but I've never seen the Jets win a Super Bowl. I've seen the Mets win 1, and they were in 3. I'm a baseball guy. I think the Mets winning a World Series would be better for me than the Jets winning a Super Bowl. But the Jets winning a Super Bowl would be pretty fucking awesome, dude. Come on, really? The Jets winning a Super Bowl? Come on. That would be pretty cool. So maybe I have to think about that. Anyway, this is going to be a quick hits. Like I said, I ranted and raved about the Jets and how I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I ranted and raved about the Mets and how I think they're not even going to come close to even sniffing the playoffs. But I am, however, going to tell you a couple things about the Boston Celtics. That's right. I said it. The Boston Celtics. Anybody out there watching the Boston Celtics lately? They are the best team in the NBA. And admittingly, okay, they win a championship this year. Admittingly, it's going to feel good. Not as good as the other two because not as good as the other two because Celtics are my team. NBA is my third sport. I like the other two so much more passionate about the other two. But the Celtics winning the championship this year is championship or bust for these guys right now. Championship or bust. And I think this team has it in their heads and they know what it's like to lose. I think Jason Tatum knows what it's like to come up dead in the fourth quarter. I think these guys know that if they don't win the championship this year, and listen, there is definitely people out there that are going to want to take them out. You got a good Milwaukee Bucks basketball team. You got the Sixers. I mean, everybody's talking about the Sixers. I don't know about the Sixers, man. So you got the Cavs. The Cavs are playing good basketball. I don't think they can hang with the Celtics. The Knicks are injured, man. The Knicks are not the same Knicks from a couple of weeks ago. Although Jalen Brunson is playing like an absolute lunatic, they're missing some key pieces. Pacers, the Bulls, 9 seed, the Sixers. The Sixers are a fraud. Sixers are an absolute fraud. Joel Embiid's a fraud. Okay? Don't even talk about him about being MVP anymore. This is the Celtics championship to win this year. And the only team that's going to stand in the way on the other side is Denver, because Denver just has Jokic, who is out of control. WrestleMania, ESPN does it all. I'll talk wrestling next week, Tommy. The Nuggets, Jokic, best player on the planet. Timberwolves are playing well, but I still think they're too young to take out the Celtics in the championship. You got the Clippers, you got the Thunder, young players, the Mavericks. The Mavericks are playing on such a high level right now. You got the reason why they're not going to win or not going to go past the 5th seed is that point guard they got playing over there, and I can't even say his name. Luka has to play with somebody who's got so much talent. I got check questions. Let me in the ring with you. Type them out. I'll answer them. I can't figure out how to send you the link right now. Guys, give me your email address. I'll send it on email. See if you get it. I don't know. I really can't talk WrestleMania either. I don't know much about wrestling. I stopped watching wrestling after Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. I know The Rock is back, but Celtics. Back to the Celtics. Okay. Nuggets, Timberwolves, Thunder, Clippers, Mavs, Pelicans, Kings, and Suns. These are 8 teams that are going to. All right, Matt, I'm going to send it to you over now. See if you get it. Hogan in the over. All right, back to basketball for a second. All right, like I said about the Celtics have to win the championship. If the Celtics don't win the championship this year, it's a lost season. And I'm not going to take it so bad because, again, they are the team 3rd on my list of teams that I follow, or teams that have my heart. But I am going to be rooting for the Celtics this year. As you can see, I got my Kevin Garnett jersey hanging up back there. And if they had a guy like Kevin Garnett, there's no doubt in my mind that they'd be winning the championship this year. But they do have an ex-Nick over there, Kristaps Porzingis, that is killing it too. He's I was he averaging 8 rebounds, over 20 points. He was definitely a good addition there. So we went through some basketball, we went through some baseball, we went through some football. I'm hungry. I got to go eat some dinner. And one more thing, look out for Iowa. That Caitlin Clark girl is killing it. I watched the game the other night. Do yourselves a favor. Check out that UConn and Iowa game, and then we'll talk about the NCAA women's tournament next. All right, guys, this is Murph's Quick Hits. I got to get going. Matt, I'll send you the link now, and maybe we'll get on next time. We'll talk about the Jets because I got to get going. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. This is Murph Quick Hits, and check out the Murph and E-Dub Show, and keep talking 365 at YouTube. See you later.